Yes, greetings from wherever you are and welcome to the PR Guru Show. It's been a while for those watching us or following us through YouTube, the Kenya Universal News. My name is Janet Kiriswo and welcome. Thank you to the Wala production for having us and doing this program with me. At the same time, you for always giving me the push to ensure that I am here for your sake. For organizations, companies, businesses, and you that is starting something up, this is the show to guide you on how to ensure that your relations with the public is up to par. At the same time, ensure to follow the previous series that we have on our YouTube channel, also on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, to be able to learn and understand organizations and how to run your small business and how to be a good employer, a good employee, a good colleague, and also a good HR and a good boss. All right, welcome to the show today. So we are headed towards the end of the year. Soon we will be talking about what you need to do in order to ensure that your colleagues feel appreciated and feel the energy to give you the biggest final push. Now, let's talk about today the balancing of your energy. Now, towards the end of the year, people are really excited and some do not want even to hear the excitement. Reason being, there are different challenges that you have faced during the year, but now we need to finish strong. You know, at the end of the day, time goes. Every second ticks. Time waits for no one. So let us embrace this season. You have been working very hard ever since you wrote your resolutions. January, you came to February, March, April, May, and now we are in November. So embrace November as it is, embrace the festive season, and be ready for the new year. Now, how do you balance your energy at this particular time? Our children are home. You need to go to work. Some of you have taken their leaves, which is a good thing. Now, let's go directly to the 5 types of energy that you have as a person. And as you go even to that organization, at whatever capacity you have, how should you balance your energy? Number 1, we have the physical energy at work, even at home, everywhere. That is you, your physical energy. Number 2, we have the emotional energy. All right. And number 3, we have the social energy and mental energy. That is number 4. And number 5, now we have the spiritual energy. If you look at these energies, they are all very necessary in your day-to-day activities, very necessary in the office. You cannot work by not being social. You have to be social, and by being social you have to be emotionally at par, and by being emotionally at par you have to be physically fit, and at the same time you have to be mentally okay. All right, so you see how these energies marry each other. Now let us look at the physical energy. Someone will say, I'm strong, that's why I got this job, that's why I got this. But there are dangers of you losing that physical energy, because these energies, if one is down, then it affects the other one and affects the other one and builds someone that is kind of frustrated. And remember, the mental health issue at workplaces is very crucial and very critical. Now, how can we help each other balance our energies? Now, let's talk about physical energy. So you need to ensure that at work, you know, we have break times. So ensure you rest when it is break time, when it is time to go out. Do not be this employee who always is this busy. It is your break time. Even if you have a deadline, it is your break time. Always have that discipline. The discipline that you have to ensure that at 8 I'm in the office is the same discipline you should have. When it is time for break, please take that break. Very useful. Go for the sun, go for coffee, go stretch outside, talk to your employee, talk to your colleague, talk to someone just around, walk out, come back. You don't necessarily have to be just seated somewhere and quiet. Now this is very important. Number 2, this helps to recharge your body. You have to recharge your body. You know, when you go and flex, you've been on the computer all the time, or you've been doing the packaging if you're working in an industry or organization, or you've been dealing with some critical chemicals. You need to breathe in and out fresh air. All right. Then the other point on the physical is small actions. The small actions of stretching can really energize you? Have you ever felt like yawning, and then you yawn and then you feel good, eh? And then sometimes you feel like stretching, you really stretch and you feel you feel good. And then sometimes you feel like you want to feel your nails like this. You know how it feels? It gives you a kind of reflex and you feel much better. Now the other thing is have a great sitting position. Yes, have a great sitting position for your physical energy. You know, when you go to work and you're dealing with a computer and you're bending all the time, mind your back. Mind your back. So ensure you have a good sitting position where your back is resting on something, and so that you can concentrate. The other thing is, if your work entails you standing, then ensure you have a good standing position, and you don't stand at attention, you stand at ease when you're working there and there. And if your work entails standing, then it means you need to put on some flat shoes so that it can sustain you for some hours before break, and then before lunch, and then before the evening break, and then before you go home. So ensure your physical energy is good. The other thing, eat well. Eat well to ensure that at work you do not have any challenges. Maybe you're standing and you're falling down, you're starting to faint, people are starting to wonder what happens to you. So eat well, prioritize your health, prioritize your diet, and then ensure that you are good. Drink water often at work if you have a water dispenser, which is good for organizations to have. And then ensure also wherever you're working, the environment is conducive, there is enough fresh air. Now the other thing is they say breakfast is king, and this is what most of the people say. I didn't take tea in the morning, I normally don't take tea in the morning, I normally don't do this. Try that habit of having a king's breakfast in the morning. It will sustain you to almost to the end of the day. So ensure that in the morning you have a good breakfast so that you can be at alert at all the times. Now let's look at emotional energy. Now this is what we talk about. If you're employed somewhere and you're going to work, do you know we have challenges, different challenges? We have families, we have kids, we have different challenges. Now, please ensure your emotions are balanced. Do not take your stress from workplace to the home place, from the home place to workplace. You see, that's why we find so many people, sometimes people have issues, but learn to balance. You've started quarreling in the matatu in the morning with the conductor or with the driver because the driver is slow, or because the conductor did not give you your change, or he overcharged you by 10 bob. Sometimes if you are in such a situation, sit back and think, was it worth it? It wasn't worth it. So keep your emotional energy in balance. How do you do that? Process whatever is happening to you instead of suppressing them. Do not keep them inside. Process first, is this worthy? How do I deal with this? And how do I come out of this? The other thing is release stress by acknowledging how you feel. That is why at work we have those friends we talk to. You have those colleagues you talk to. And then you tell them, you know, it was this way, it was this way, it was this way. And then they tell you, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. And then at work, you know, we advise employees or anybody in any organization or business, when the pressure is really high, so high, you don't need to react. Go to the bathroom and cry it out. Yes, cry it out. Go to the bathroom, cry it out, wipe your eyes, clean your face, do your makeup, you know, and come back. Nobody will know what happened, but at least you have released. I know some ladies will understand. I don't know how men you do this, but we ladies, that's why we carry our handbags everywhere with our makeup. When we go destroy the makeup with our tears, we have to repair and then come back to work as if nothing happened. Okay, so keep your emotional energy in balance. The other thing is have a free workplace, a conducive environment where you can laugh with people, you can play around, you know. Have something, do something. There's a lot happening nowadays. There's a lot of creativity. You find there's a certain lady in TikTok. What she does is she's a teacher. During break time when they're having tea, she just does her things. You know, when they're having food, she just does her things. That's her break time. Nobody will ask you what you do during your break time. So have a free, conducive environment with your colleagues, and it will be really wonderful. The other thing is Be flexible at work. Do not be so stiff. Oh, I am the manager, I am the CEO, I don't want to be seen laughing with people. No, this is life. You live once. So ensure you mingle with anyone, regardless of your status at work. Mingle with everyone. It will help you release a lot of energy. And now, this is what kills most of the leaders in organizations. You tend to keep quiet. You don't want the people down there to see you. No, they are still human. It's just that you have a bigger status than them, but still, you're still the same. Next time, they can still have that status. So please ensure your emotional balance is good. Now, let's look at social energy. It's more or less of what I've spoken at the emotional energy. Now, spend time well with your colleagues or with your family members if you're at home or when you're going to work. Make friends. Instead of quarreling this matatu conductor who was really not giving you a change, talk to this person. In fact, before you board that matatu in the morning, for those of us still using public means, say, habari yako, sasa, mambo. These people sometimes they wake up and they're thinking work, it is serious for everybody. Situations are really serious. But try and put a smile on someone's face. Sema good morning, habari ya leo, and you see the change in that person's face. After, when you're alighting, say asante, thank you. At least try and strike a conversation with someone unexpectedly. Be social, and that will build your energy, Then set boundaries with those who drain you. If there are people who really drain you and you feel like I cannot stand this person at work or I cannot stand this person at home, please set boundaries, because these people you have to mingle with, whether you like it or not. Set boundaries. Just know that this person is always a quarreler. If there's a word like that, sorry for English people, but if this person, you understand the nature of this person, this is how they speak harshly, this is how they speak, this is how they do this, just ensure you have your boundary. Now, this is what we do when we are angry or pissed. There are different ways. You can start counting in your head, You say, let me count until 100. If this person does not keep talking, I will talk. I'll say something. By the time it reaches 100, the meeting is over. So you will not even react. So this will help you not to react. You start counting from 100 back to 1 or 1 to 100 silently. Yeah. And then the other thing is, when you have these people, set your boundaries. Smile at this person. Listen to this person, because this person is going through something and feels like he really needs to drive it into you. At work, we have such people. If you are that person, please try and balance your social energy and have a way of talking to these employees or your colleagues. At the end of the day, whatever you want done will still be done, whether you shout or whether you say it softly. Now, the other thing is mental energy. If you're mentally upset, mentally kind of not good, then it affects everything. It affects your physical energy. People will see you like this. Have you ever gone somewhere and people say, hey, you look bright, you look good? And have you ever gone somewhere and someone tells you, ni nini mbaya, what's wrong with you? You're not you. And sometimes when people you're not social, people will talk amongst themselves, even employees at work. They'll be like, pana Karuga hakuangi hivo. Karuga is not always like that. What happens? So they will say, hey, you want to approach him? You approach him. Me, I'm not approaching him. Hey, the way he is, he'll tell you to mind your business. So you see, so in terms of mental illness, try and talk to people. So you'll find these people will agree to send someone who is courageous enough to approach you, or they think he's a friend. In organizations, such things happen in businesses, So how can you ensure that your mental energy is in check? Clear your mind with breaks from work. Okay, clear your mind. You feel like you need to go somewhere, breathe in, breathe out, clear your mind. You feel like there's interference. There are some people, when they receive a phone call, the whole day is off. So if it is this phone, then keep a discipline where if you are at work, only emergencies that you will take either from some crucial people in your life, but some other things, keep your phone away from you at work. The other thing is talk to someone. Try and talk to someone. Definitely at work, or a friend, or elsewhere, so that they understand and they give you something to go by. Talk issues out. If it is your boss who is bothering you, talk issues out. And if you're going through something mentally, ask for a break. That is why we have opportunities at work. We have off days. If you want 2 to 3 off days, ask for them. If you want maybe a sick off, ask for the sick off. If you want to go for leave, ask for the leave. Now, what happens when organizations already have set their leave during January and you already chose February and you have finished, you've exhausted? There are still some off days you can afford. And if it is really that bad, then if your boss is human enough, he can give you time to go and reflect at home and be yourself. Nowadays, there are a lot of places where you can go to build your mental health. You can have alone time somewhere in a creative place. You can have alone time in a place you like. You can go home and be with family, or just do something. But remember, never giving up. Do not lose these issues. Do not give up in life by attempting suicide because of mental issues. No, you can talk it out. And there are different signs where you can see an employee is going into such mental issues. We will talk about that another time. Now, let us look at spiritual energy. You know, find meaning in the actions that you do. Find purpose. You know, find something. Find yourself. That's why they say, you know, there's time for reflection, meditation. You know, call yourself to a certain meeting and tell this divine power, the person, maybe you're a Muslim, you're a Hindu, you're a Christian, just find your way spiritually. Keep your balance good. That energy starts there, then now it builds the rest of you. Now, when we talk about connecting with your energy, well, there is something that will come out of it. In all this, the 7 C's of communication will come out clearly if you practice what we've spoken about in the 5 energies. The 7 C's of communication will work for you because you've been an open book. You've been a transparent book. Now, number 1, we said you will be very clear in your conversations and you will be very clear in what you need. You will be always short to the point because you know already what you want. You've been a truthful person. You've not hidden anything from anyone. Number 2, your conscience. You will be very clear and ensure you keep your points brief and to the point, and you'll be satisfied because I have already communicated what I wanted. So even if when you're mingling with employees, you know how to do it. The other thing is you be concrete. You give tangible communication, you give tangible messages, concrete, and they are solid. They can be depended on, because look at the opposite. If you're really mixed up, your energy is really mixed up, sometimes people will not understand you, you'll not be clear. Sometimes people will not even get what your point is, you know. And then another thing, you will always be correct because you will have followed the right channel. And remember, at work, never lie. When you lie, now that is where now people start knowing this guy has issues. Remember, lying is really work. But if you're truthful, it is very easy. The other thing is be coherent. Ensure your message is logical and well organized. Nice. And then complete. Provide all necessary information. And then cashiers, you'll be respectful. So please balance your energy at work. By all means, at all levels. Help each other in terms of communicating. Do not be that person that is always talking about others, and when your situation comes now, it is really hard for people to help you. So set a free breather. Now, what are the challenges that comes with people who really have been, you feel like you never had a touch with your fellow colleagues? What happens? Because it will affect your social life, and colleagues can be really they can be really challenging. Because if you showed them from the word go that you're this mean, oh, you're the boss, you're what, they will show you properly how they will live with you. So sometimes you will notice that, you really need to make amends. And sometimes this is where people ask for transfers when they feel like, hapa, kuna venye, singiani na watu vizuri. They ask for transfers, and some of them, they start finding just ways to talk to people and make their work easier. So up to there, kindly balance your energy at work, at whatever capacity that you hold in that organization, at whatever position. If you're an employee too, try that together. And remember, the PR Guru Show is for anyone. Please watch, call your colleagues, watch, correct each other, mention whoever now maybe have touched on Amos in your organization, maybe I have touched on Purity, maybe I have touched on your boss. So try and watch these things, share the links on your WhatsApp group, and at the end of the day, benefit and grow as an organization. So that is it for today. My name is Janet Kiriswo, the PR Guru, and thank you for always keeping in touch. And thank you too to the Wala production. Shout out to one former colleague and one former boss, Godfrey Machuka, for always supporting and always giving insight. At the same time, I will mention names as we go by, but today I give the flowers to Godfrey Machuka. Thank you so much for always being the support. And bye-bye. See you then. Keep communicating with me through these contacts. See you then.